Bob showed up one night and just started beating the shit out of all of us, man.
Yeah, right. Billy Bob. It's scrawny. Nice guy. He's a nice guy.
The circumcision wasn't bad enough. You gotta bring Billy Bob back.
First of all, Billy Bob didn't just show up. Billy Bob wouldn't just show up. He'd be like on PCP. He'd have like a chainsaw ready to go at us, man.
I think half his family lives in this area, doesn't it?
For the 5 people who watch
Weren't they bullied tonight? Wasn't Billy Bob's family bullied
about
tonight?
Billy Bob for like half a year, and then he'd show up on the show.
And yet he seems to have a new obsession tonight.
Tune in next week
to see what the can't get off his mind.
Okay, my choice for most unimportant people in the world, college football coaches.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
It's right up there.
Right up there with college football players.
And cheerleaders.
Cheerleaders? No.
Tom?
I enjoy college
They're
football,
important.
so I wouldn't say that, only because I do.
I like
enjoy
cheerleaders.
watching. I would have to say taxidermists. Because once you kill the animal, do you really need it stuffed on your wall? I mean, come on.
Back to being pro-American, you know.
The old.
My strategy is to get like too close to them. Immediately, I just start to like.
Yeah.
Psychologists.
Man, I'm glad
They're
you
the
called.
most useless
How are you
fucking
doing
human
today?
beings.
Psychologist?
I really
Psychologists.
like them. I'm like, no, I'm serious. Just, it's just wonderful to like go through my thing without somebody mouthing that nonsense.
But then, did she look at your check and
On
say,
Hy-Vee, when they say, did you find everything all right?
What did you say?
They all, she did not say it, and so I thanked her for not saying it.
But then she looked at his check and
What a
said,
rebel.
"Welcome, Joe."
I mean,
And I said,
the hell with that trauma that circumcision causes our small children. But God bless the woman at
He said,
Hy-Vee.
she said, oh, you're welcome, or what?
or whatever, and I was like, no, I'm serious. I'm like,
Tom's laughing because
you should, say to people.
Because then when you and
something
son are
that
taking
you
like
think-
a father-son piss, he can look
Like
at
say,
yours
hey,
and go,
nice shirt,
gee,
or-
mine looks just like
like
yours,
that.
Daddy. Right, Tim?
Why say
Right,
Why say
right.
Just fucking check
Well,
his
I
shirt.
think I disagree. I think that that as far as society,
the pickles were there.
Could she get it for me? That's
or you could just react like with
That would be funny, yeah.
anger, just be like, I couldn't find anything hardly. This place is a wreck.
You got no dildos?
I don't even know.
another 5 minutes.
World Circumcision Center, Lupe? What about it?
Atrocities are carried out there on a daily basis.
Many mutilations.
Where, at the World Circumcision Center?
Yeah.
And who runs it? Like Dr. Evil?
Dr.
Be
Anteater.
Evil, huh?
Dr. Anteater.
Dr. Dick Slicer.
Oh, it's Joe Foreskin.
Okay, what do you want to admit? Confession time with Joe.
There's been a lot of talk about Bison started with his obsession with my penis back a while back.
You just can't let it rest.
And then like
I want
the
to fade out of
circumcision
the
thing.
screen.
The circumcision thing tonight, and it's just, I've been sitting here just trying patiently to abide it all, but the fact is, I really am getting a little sore about it, and because the fact is, I was born without a penis, and yeah, that's real funny, real funny.
So you have like a strap on or something that you use?
I'm just thankful that, since we had the show and it all kind of came to a head,
So to
he
speak.
stopped talking to me about his penis. It's been months
Yeah, I
now.
wondered about that. Maybe there is some truth to what he's
So
saying.
there is some purpose to the show.
Yeah.
I would like to say that circumcision and various other sexual, female circumcision, clitorectomies are a valid line of research, and anthropologists discuss them on a daily basis.
Daily?
I think some anthropologists do, and I think we're actually showing what the whole show was meant to be: educated bowlers.
Yeah, we've gotten into
I'm sure in southwest Minnesota, it's not, the doctor doesn't even discuss it with the parents, but when 10 years ago, or actually longer than that, when my kids were born, in a very, more open-minded culture whatever area. I mean, the doctor discussed it with us. He said, you know what? He said the reasons for circumcision no longer are valid, and it's more of a religious practice than it is anything else. And honestly, and so we still went with it because it's ingrained. But I mean, that I think back to it, and there was no reason. There was no rational, logical reason for me to agree to that. Because he said it, And
so why'd you agree to it?
Because it's so ingrained in me, and I'm Catholic.
But how in the world could that be religious? I mean,
oh my God, it's
founded in religion.
I mean, I know that, but that was Old Testament. That was Jewish law. I mean, do you fucking not eat fish or whatever shit?
I mean,
almost all Christians nowadays in America.
The Muslim religion doesn't.
Circumcision.
When circumcision is performed in Jewish communities, it's done with a rabbi.
Rabbi Dick Slicer. Don't leave, Bicey.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you.
Oh, me.
You want to say anything else about Joe's apparent lack of a dick?
No, I just assumed that the topic be dropped forever, I guess. But lots of people are quitting the team, and I might be one of them. So.
We didn't do so good tonight, did we?
Yeah, it's pretty depressing.
Yeah.
We'll get
well. Yeah.
See you later.
Later on.
Hasta la pina.
Hey folks, Bane here. Got some extra space to fill on this week's episode. So I thought I'd talk about something that I know is really weighing on your minds, and that's the fall preview of television shows, all the new shows coming out this season on the 5 major networks. I'm just kind of going through it as I see stuff in here. You got these 2 shows where a guy, he's I don't know, in his 30s or something, and he somehow goes back in time and he's like a high school student again. And the funny thing about it is that on one of the shows, the guy's like, it's the same guy, same guy when he's 30 years old, and he goes back and he's, same actor playing the guy. So it's like, that's weird, I mean, I guess, you see that all the time. I mean, let's face it, the people on 90210, with, they were in their 40s at least. So, I mean, it's not too weird, from TV standards, but still, the whole premise that the guy is he's in his, even the guy who goes back to high school, it's not like he just decided to get his fucking GED or anything. It's like he's time traveling back somehow. And in the other one, the other sitcom, that one, the first one is called That Was Then. And then the other one is played by a kid actor, so it's the guy, it's like, he's a kid actor with an adult mind in his head. That's called Do-Over. And the first one's probably more serious, that's what they say. The second one's more frivolous and sitcom-y or whatever. But my whole, take on this is that it's bullshit. There's no reason to fucking watch that show. If you watch it, you're just a total loser, basically, or you're just stupid beyond belief. So I don't even want to talk about it anymore. There's, some new cop shows. We'll sort of break each of those down. Boomtown. That's the cast of Boomtown, and well, folks, this is where you kind of, it looks like an easy bet, looks like easy money. TV Guide says this is the best new show on TV. Entertainment Weekly says this is the best new show on TV. I say I have no fucking idea what this show is like. American Dreams, this is a show about, well, it's hard to say. It somehow involves old footage of Dick Clark, and that's reason enough to not watch it, so don't watch that. Graham and Alice, some weird show where a guy falls in love with his daughter and, I don't know, rapes her anally or something. Not worth seeing. There's CSI Miami, this bears a little bit more commentary. So I guess, if you like CSI, it's not a big gamble to try CSI Miami. Girls Club, bullshit. This is just fucking Ally McBeal with 2 of her friends and a black guy added. Nothing there. David E. Kelly has just lost every creative, bone in his body. I mean, he just he sucks. Practice sucks nowadays. So no, see David E. Kelly's name on a show from now on, just, don't watch. Everwood, that's, if you're like, Seventh Heaven, I guess that's your kind of show. I would never watch Seventh Heaven unless I was tortured, so, I wouldn't watch this unless I was tortured either. But if you're into that, then you might like it. Half and Half seems like a kind of another just bland sitcom. I didn't really get a strong read off that one from Entertainment Weekly and TV Guide, but and that's the other thing. I read a whole Entertainment Weekly issue on this too, so I've done my homework. But I have no idea. It's a sitcom though. It's probably crap. Still Standing, another sitcom with just a totally ugly, just fat guy who, I guess he's funny or something, and so that that apparently leads him to dating a supermodel. Well, she's not a supermodel, but again, it's somebody who's just like way too hot to be with this guy. That happens all the time in life. And so the premise, just sounds so absurdly funny. But I guess that's why they keep making those shows. It's just so absurd that you're like, okay, let's see what you can do with that absurd premise. It's like Seinfeld did that too. They were really guilty of that. George is dating a fucking supermodel every week. That was ridiculous. So here we have Life with Bonnie, another sitcom. So already my hopes are pretty low for it. But there's a Bonnie Hunt in it, and she's not like the worst actress ever cranked out by the fucking media hype frenzy machine. So she seems like somewhat human, so might be able to pull it off. 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter, starring John Ritter. Got no clue on this one, but it's a family-oriented sitcom, so it's probably not my deal. I might check it out though, just to see if I used to watch Three's Company, and John Ritter is he's a pretty funny guy, I guess, but don't set your VCR or anything. In-Laws. I don't want to talk about that. Haunted, this is like a ghost show, so it's kind of like Sixth Sense, I guess. I'll watch it just because, I'll admit that one of my weaknesses is for sci-fi type stuff. I'm just kind of a sci-fi nut. So I'll watch it. It's got that Matthew Fox guy, and I used to watch Party of Five a little bit. I don't know why I watched that show, but he was okay on it. This just sounds like, another guy who goes around saying, I see dead people. I see dead people. And he says it like that in like a kind of Latino accent. It's weird. So, whatever. Might be something. Hidden Hills, no, I'm not going to do that. You shouldn't either. Less Than Perfect, no. Birds of Prey. Well, this has got the old tried and true formula that, it seems like most shows that use this formula will survive for at least beyond the first season. It's hard to really crash and burn with this formula. And the formula, of course, is 3 hot chicks on the show. And, Charlie's Angels, they kind of set the whole tone for that and, showed you how to do it. And I guess Pamela Anderson had that VIP show, which is a show that in like every other, conceivable universe would be canceled after 3 episodes. But it was in syndication, and, Pamela Anderson does have a good rack, I'll give her that. So it was kind of like, well, Saturday afternoon, I want to see some TNA. Okay, so that's why that show stayed on the air. So that show might be a little bit more hot. Not more hot, more intelligent. And the chicks in this look pretty hot, I think. But it's called Birds of Prey. It's based on a DC comic book, and it could be something. If you're a comic book geek, you might, get into that. And if you like hot chicks, you might get into it too. So, and the TV Guide picks that as one of their fall favorites as well. So, gives it a little extra cachet. And we got Cedric the Entertainer Presents. I don't know, Cedric the Entertainer. I apparently went to college with this guy, and I didn't even know he was there. But I went to a college that was kind of segregated, so I didn't get to like interact with a lot of black guys. We did have like one black guy on our floor at Myers Hall, where the guys stayed, the fellers, and I think Cedric might have been in that dorm too, because he sort of looks familiar. I remember looking through a Southeast Missouri State University